Hi, my name is Avanti Shinde and I'm going to talk about the cadmium poisoning that happened in the Toyama Prefecture, Japan. As you can see, the background is that of a river. This is the Jinzu River, which was highly contaminated by cadmium. Let's look at it in depth. The objectives of this video are to discuss the mass cadmium poisoning of the Toyama Prefecture, effects of cadmium poisoning on the environment and the people, how Japan recovered from this mass poisoning. Table of contents. We are going to see the objectives, background of Toyama, cadmium poisoning of Jinzu River and how it happened, health implications, that is the Itai disease, who did it affect the most, countermeasures against the damage, summary and references. Toyama Prefecture is a part of Japan located in Chubu region of Honshu. Toyama Prefecture is the leading industrial prefecture on the Japan seacoast and has the advantage of cheap electricity from abundant hydroelectric resources. This is the reason why many industries are set up here. The river Jinzu flows through the Toyama region. In the map, the region in blue is the region that was highly affected by the cadmium poisoning of this river Jinzu. Cadmium poisoning of river Jinzu and how it happened. Increased demand for raw materials during the Russo-Japanese War and World War I, as well as new mining technologies from Europe, increased the output of the mines, putting the Kamioka mines in Toyama among the world's top mines. Production increased even more before the World War II. Starting in 1910 and continuing through 1945, cadmium was released in significant quantities by mining operations, and the disease first appeared around 1912. It was absorbed by aquatic plants, rice crops, fish, and subsequently humans. Health implications. Itai disease. On the right you can see a picture of a man who is suffering from Itai disease. Itai literally means it hurts or ouch disease in Japanese. In the Itai disease, the liver, kidney and bladder of the people are affected. Cadmium also replaces the calcium in bones, making them very soft. The people unknowingly took in cadmium through their drinking water and rice. A specific finding of Itai disease is osteomalacia. The remodeling layer is called loser zone. Loser zones of bilateral femoral bones and ribs indicated by black and white arrows are found below. Survival rates of the people diagnosed with Itai disease are significantly lower than the controls. Here, the people diagnosed with Itai disease are compared to controls, and the survival rate can be seen dropping severely through the years. Countermeasures against the damage. When the population complained to Mitsui Mining and Smelting Co. about this pollution, the company built a basin to store the mining wastewater before leading it into the river. This proved ineffective and many had already been sickened. The causes of the poisoning were not well understood and up to 1946 it was thought to be simply a regional disease or a type of a bacterial infection. Medical tests started around 1940s and 50s. In around 1961, yearly visits were conducted. The effort toward improvement of pollution and prevention by the residents and Mitsui Mining and Smelting Company became the first of its kind in the world. Legal action was also taken against the Mitsui Mining and Smelting Companies by the family of the affected. Along with the drinking water, the soil and the farmland of Toyama were highly contaminated. It was very necessary to restore the soil and farmland for a healthy life. There were two kinds of methods employed. Method of embedding soil of another place and method of topping up the soil of another place. They were used according to the land condition. The project lasted for 33 years and covered almost 863 hectares. It spent around 40 billion yen. Who did it affect the most? According to the numbers given on the right, it is clearly seen that the women face the toxic effects of cadmium on a much larger scale than men. A particular subset of the population was highly affected by the cadmium poisoning. Postmenopausal women were severely affected by the cadmium poisoning and showed symptoms of Ita disease. In general, they are at an increased risk of osteoporosis and other calcium-related disorders. The malnourishment and poor calcium metabolism added to the cadmium poisoning, and the women faced more toxic effects of cadmium. Summary. On 17th March 2012, officials concluded the cleanup project of the cadmium polluted areas in the Jinzu River basin. 863 hectares of topsoil had been replaced since the cleanup began in 1979. The total cost was around 40.7 billion yen. The project had been financed by the Japanese national government, Mitsui Mining, and the Gifu and Toyama prefectural governments. As a result, the cadmium levels of the Jinzu-Gawa River are successfully far below the environmental benchmark set by the government, meaning that they have reclaimed the original natural environment. Thank you for listening to me on my video about cadmium poisoning in the Toyama prefecture.